As you know, we always experiment with different kinds of casting materials to show you what you can use in a ComposiMold mold or an ImPRESSive putty mold. So today we're going to show you how we're going to use embossing powder. We're going to melt it on the stovetop and pour it into our ImPRESSive putty mold. I let these cool in the freezer, so it solidified really quickly, and now I can just bend the ImPRESSive putty away from my original object and then pop it right out, and you can see the detail in this mold is awesome. And here's the little moon. See? So we've got the stove on medium, and we're just gently giving the embossing powder a stir as it begins to melt. I'm going to pour very slowly into the center of the sun and just fill the center circle. And you gently bend the ImPRESSive putty away from your casting, and voila! Gorgeous. It's got this cool kind of marbled effect because of how it was poured in. Really neat. I might clean up the edges just a little bit with a little snipping tool, and then I've got a cool little pendant. Okay, same story. I'm going to bend the putty mold away from my casting and remove my sun. How cool. Because I did the two different colors, I've got the clear rays around the edge of the center gold circle. And again, I'll clean up the edges on this one and be able to make a pendant with it too. I'm going to heat the embossing powder with a heat gun in my container instead of on the stovetop, because that way I can keep the direct heat on the embossing powder as I pour it into my mold, and it won't solidify before it even gets there. This time I experimented by putting a little bit of that hot air on the back of my casting to smooth it out. The one before I did not do that, and you can see that it is very jagged and wouldn't be very comfortable against the skin if you were using it as a pendant. So let's take a look at this casting. We'll bend the ImPRESSive putty mold away from the casting, and the reveal. Cool. I must say, I think it came out a lot better than the first try. You can see the detail of the face on there and the gold around the edge. This one, I did not put the direct heat onto the embossing powder as I was pouring it, so it was cooling too fast, and it wasn't flowing into the edges of these rays of sun. Still kind of cool with the clear. This one I went with the gold and the rose quartz, and you can see that it flowed into the edges much better, and I'll just have to trim up some of these overflows with a trimming tool.